I'll give them a funny picture. Anyways, joining late on Facebook. It's like just turned 5:55 while we were talking. Oh, hello, Sister Cousin and Mystical Spice. We got Catnip Spice and Mystical Spice with us this evening. So, you guys, like, I have to, I'm not going to, it's probably going to be exactly what I'm going to tell you the story about. So, this morning, I knew I was going to go visit my youngest boy and his girlfriend in their new place. And their address uh, contains a couple of in one and whatever. I'm not going to tell you, but the number 13. Okay. So I'm like, oh, I better hurry up. I was on the phone with you, sister cousin, when this happened. I'm like, shit, I gotta run. Gotta catch the bus. And so I can go about my journey. So this is how my journey started this morning after I was just like doing my regular chores and na. All right. So what time do you think I caught the bus? At 11:13, and I say that on 11 views on Facebook. That's what it said. Yeah, my color is off today. I'm very bright on because it's the bedroom lighting here. So, and I'm very dark. I'm dark to light, dark to light. Facebook's dark, YouTube's light. Ooh, maybe that's a metaphor. Anyways, pay attention. This is gonna get good. So we're on to the 13s, the 13, 11, 13. Then I get on the bus. What number do you think the bus was? Oh yeah, 13, 13. I was like, what the fuck? 13 people watching. Anyways, so I'm like, wow, that's really cool, and I'm like, I gotta go find some stuff because here's why I'm doing this. My whole mission was to go get stuff to do a visual construction on a new chart video. Chart, kind of. It's going to be like a 3D model, like a science project. So I have all these things in my mind. Oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Where the heck am I going to find all of these random things? So I'm daydreaming or something of the like, and I get on the wrong C train. So, but before I left, I was like, I'm going to just do a little prayer before I leave and ask Creator to show me like where I need to go and what I need to do, and like love and light with every step times infinity, bang, 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 bang with my feet and my whole little weird. Some people would think it's weird. Some people would think, oh, okay, whatever. But I don't say it out loud sometimes. Sometimes. Anyways, so there I am. I catch the wrong C train and I go over to Sunnyside. And anybody who's in Calgary knows that I went north instead of going west because I needed to go to Westbrook. Well, what is my connection with Westbrook, you ask, and why is that a big deal? Well, I graduated at the high school that was torn down there. Oh my God, it's 31 watching and 13 mirroring. I'm not even joking on YouTube. So I go there and I take the wrong exit going out. So now I'm going I'm literally walking over where my old high school is and on my old field from 1987. I'm walking on the same path and I see these 5 people that are just addicted. There's no other words. And they're like standing there. And I was just like, I'm getting goosebumps when I was doing this. I can't wait to see you guys all healed. And I was just really manifesting like this big energy circle around them of love. And I go, like, I don't know why I'm tearing. I'll tell you why I'm tearing. There's a reason why we're all, okay? It's not because we're all hormonal, okay? So, anyways, I go walking because Walmart's the only place that I have to get one thing, and I hate going into that place. But it used to be Kmart, and then it was like something else, and then I worked in that mall. So I worked in the Orange Julius temporarily in grade 12. And I also worked in what was that jeans store? I worked in a jeans store, and I was like the worst jeans salesperson for a teenager because I'd be like, yeah, that does not look good on you. I couldn't sell jeans. I would be too honest. Like I had to start lying and I couldn't lie. So I had to quit and I went to work at Safeway. I swear to God, I had to go bag groceries because I was too honest with working at the jeans store at Westbrook Mall. 18 years old. Yeah, don't put her in that position. Anyways, I would always try and find them a better pair, but it ended up that they would just get frustrated. So, well, why have the person waste money, man? Like $20 on a pair of jeans in the 80s was a lot of money, man. Sometimes it was 40 at a fancy jeans store. Anyhow, so I don't find what I'm looking for at Walmart. And I'm like, the lady goes, oh, except for one thing. And she goes, try that dollar. I thought she said like the main store, dollar store. And I'm like, okay. So I go trucking down there and I'm looking for the big green and yellow sign, which were my high school colors, by the way. So I'm looking for this sign, and it was green and gold actually. So then I go into this random weird Dollarama or Dollar Tree or Dollar whatever. It's not even a name I recognize. And I'm like, hey, do you have any of these things? And I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's so funny. When I go to do the demonstration, you guys are going to be like, what the? I'm like, right? I'm asking her for something that's a little archaic, and I didn't think like they would have them unless it was one of those junky whatever. Okay, it's whatever. So she's like, yeah, back there. I'm like, what? I go back there and I'm like putting like all this stuff in my basket, and I'm like, oh, I can use it. And I'm like, oh, another magical unit. $2 done. So I pay for my stuff and I leave. And again, get on the wrong C train at 55 people watching. So I go, sorry, down the stairs to the wrong C train. But as I did, I walk in the door, and what's today? January 19th, National Popcorn Day. And this guy is eating the biggest jumbo bag of fucking popcorn you can see. I'm like, he's just munching away. I'm like, dude, it's National Popcorn Day. He looks at his bag like he didn't know what he was eating. He's like, oh, cool. Anyways, so I end up going, oh, on my way to my son's place. Yes, it was around 1:13. Anyhow, yeah, we had a nice visit, and I was telling him this story, and this is really funny, um, because I'll tell you what kind of he said. He's 24 years old, so just to give you frame of reference, how old the kid is, right? I don't know. That's a gen, whatever. I don't need elemental P. Who cares? Anyways, 24. He was born in 1999. Not quite a millennium baby, but just about. Anyhow, so I go to his house and we're sitting there chatting. I'm like, hey, I got this weird story to tell you. And this is good for all of you listening too, if you didn't catch what I posted on my Telegram. And you people pay attention to what I'm saying, because I don't think that people are seeing the magnitude of the information and the way it's coming out now and how correct it is. So, back up to September, when it was my son's birthday, I gave him a silver coin. And I jokingly said to him, yeah, maybe within the next year, it's probably going to be worth like $2,000. He's like, get out of here. And I'm like, seriously, just keep it handy. Don't lose it, like put it in a special place. And he collects coins anyway. So he was like, no problem, Mom. Blah, blah, blah. He calls me Mama Don. So that's my kid's name for me, in case you're wondering what OGG Mama Don means. I'm OGG Grandma. That's Grandma, OGG. And then Mama Don is my mom name. So I said to him, I'm like, yeah. And I said, the only reason that's making me pause on thinking that guy who's telling us that information like just yesterday. He said it could maybe even go to $10,000 because something crazy happened. Like, I'm just going to say, I was shocked literally that I saw this morning on the news. So this same guy told us, I don't know, a few months ago about this guy down in California named Scott, who apparently Killed his WIFE and unborn child. Okay, you guys all, and he goes, yeah, I kind of remember that, and I'm like, yeah, you were just a kid, but he goes, I don't know, maybe it resonated with him or something. Maybe he's seen it, I don't know. And I said, well, apparently, a few months back, the same guy who just said that about the silver told us on one of his shows that that guy might be innocent. And what was I watching in the news this morning? I got goosebumps all over my body. I said that there he is, Scott Peterson, and the Innocence Project. I literally just dropped everything. I just about burnt breakfast 2 days in a row. Dropped everything. I was like taking pictures. And I was like, holy shit, like, this guy said that. Maybe it makes all of his information pretty solid. And my son looked at me and he's like, huh, well, that's kind of cool. And I'm like, yeah, what would be wrong with that? And he's like, nothing. Then he starts talking about work. He works in a kitchen. And he was saying that some guy there's 3 things my son just blew me out of the water with. Like, he's very mature for his age. But he says to me, he goes, yeah, there's this guy at work. He's always complaining. Like, he's worked there for 20 years, man. Move on. Like, what are you doing about it, dude? I go, what do you do? It's like literally put my headphone in and just pretend I don't hear him. Like, whatever. So now I'm going to tell you a personal story. And this is probably going to make me cry. Because there's something my son did a while ago. He got a stupid tattoo. And I thought it represented something very evil. And I was really bothered by it because that is not who my little baby boy is. He's like a kid at 11 years old would come and help call bingo at the seniors hall. So it bothered me for months. Like, this has probably been about 8 months now that this has happened. And it didn't bother me, but I was just sending him prayers. And I'll just say what I was saying. Creator, please give all three of my boys eyes to see, ears to hear, and be silent so that they can receive the messages that they're going on about, right? Or what's about to come. So what does my little baby say to me, little Bubba? He's like, Mom, did you know the story about Jesus and the other guy, how the other guy, I think it's Saint, you guys will correct me, I think it's Saint James, who was hung upside down instead of, like, crucified upside down instead of the way Jesus was crucified. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, that's what I think it represents. And he's like, it's like the way I can give God the highest honor. And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was just like, I just said, that is really cool. And I'm like, so I told them his girlfriend's Russian. Well, she's Ukrainian. She speaks Russian. And I was telling them about, like, when I first met her, I was telling her, she was telling me about energy and how energy in her broken English, how she thinks energy works. And that's kind of where we connected in this energy talk. So I said, you want to know something? I learned something really cool the other day. And she's like, what? And I said, our hair, when it like this, when you say something and you're like, that? And she's like, yeah. I said, that means you're telling the truth. You're getting good messages. Like, and she had just put some hair extensions. She's a really beautiful girl, like a knockout gorgeous girl. And she had long blonde hair. And I said, now your hair is like a tether to like get messages this way. So now you have more hair to get more messages. She's like, that is so cool. She knew about 369. She knew about all of this stuff. And my son said something, and I said, we were talking about gmatrix.org, about how numbers work. She goes, yeah, I heard something about that. Like, this girl is really smart. And so I put her name into she doesn't have a middle name. Many Europeans don't have middle names. So I put her first and last into gematria. I was like, what? It's hilarious. I would read some out, but it's a little personal. But one of them is like, they basically all point to being a higher being of God. Jesus the Christ, I think, is one of theirs, blah, blah, blah. And my son was like looking at her like, who are you? Kind of picking up what it was, but I'm not gonna lie. I do believe in both of them had Schmebstein's Island, and she doesn't know what that is. She has no clue. And she doesn't know who Schmoden is or anything like that. Like, everything has to be explained to her. So there's a big communication barrier. Everything will like, she would have to get it all in Russian, or yeah, Russian. Anyhow, so where was I going with this? Anyways, so we put her name, then we put my son's name in there. And I'm like, man, I'm going to read you a couple of them because it's my son's name. Just because it's funny. You guys are going to crack up. I was laughing, and he didn't know why I was laughing. I'm like, dude, this is so super funny. So it's, just in case you want to know, it's 726 and 121. He's totally not a vegetarian, but the first one that comes up is vegetarian. That's not the funny one. The first one, I was like, Antichrist? And he was like, and I'm like, yeah, that's not you. I said they have good and bad meanings, both the things, right? Revelation, mirroring, Tiffany blue, second coming. And he started laughing at that. He was like howling. Sky event, everybody with you, John Lennon. Why is that special to me and my youngest son? When I started drawing portraits in 2014, we literally had a moment about John Lennon. I was out in the living room, and he was having a shower, and I was literally saying to my friend, I don't know who I should draw as a celebrity. Like, probably people would recognize more art if it was a celebrity. And I said, I think John Lennon would be a good one because he's one of my favorites. And my son came out of the bathroom, and he was in the shower the whole time. That was like 20 minutes before. He goes, I think you should draw John Lennon. Like, yourself, warriors, God is a woman, dimensions, Almighty God. Now this is the one that I just laughed at the hardest. Are you ready for this? Okay, this is the son that's married to a lady from the Ukraine who had to flee to Canada because of the war. So in my son's first and second name is Ukrainian war. My son was like, I think my son just was like, his mouth was wide open. And then 3791, the Lake of Fire, 7 Seals, Bitcoin crash, top secret, Don Trump, Morrison, he loves Jim Morrison, Thousands, Your Gift, Whiteout, Code to Find God, Strong Man. I was like, yes, he is. Thank you, Creator. Wait for it. Miss You, Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War, Olympus, and my favorite, because it has to do with the chat video I'm going to do, a ripple effect. So that being said, we take some awesome pictures. They have these fun little gadgets, new Polaroids, and she's like a tech person. They have all these things. I did not understand half the things they were telling me. It was about headsets and things like that. I was like, this is a new technology coming out. I'm supposed to get used to. Okay. Like, anyways, so I go home and I'm walking down the street and I get on the C train and I look up and it was 2222. I was like, oh my goodness, 222 is my favorite number. Yesterday I had a thing and I'm going to tie it in because I didn't talk about it since the video yesterday. After I made that video where I had a little crying moment, I asked Creator to give me a sign if I was on, I am getting goosebumps now, if I was on the right path. I'm like, please, I don't want to be lying to people. I don't want to point them in the wrong direction. I don't. I want the truth. I want the truth of whatever. Give me a sign. And there it was, 2227. And I put a picture on my Telegram. And it says, your Phil, for the Calgary Philharmonic, your Phil. And it was at 227. I was like, what the thank you. Thank you. Like, thank you. Like, thank you. So, the 22222 on the way home. I'm waiting for the bus. It's cold. Had a smoke. I'm waiting, listening to some tunes, vibing away. My bus comes to pull up home at 5:23, which is 55. And what do you think number it is? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. 1313. I could make up this day if I tried. I was like, oh, like, oh, oh. Can't wait to get my angelic voice back. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, especially to some of the messages that were sent yesterday, apologizing for upsetting me because they don't like to cause upset. And I'm grateful. Like, I just want everybody to be loving. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that one of the songs that came on, I was like, that's what Bob Marley was talking about. I think it's the One Love, Three Little Birds remix that I was listening to, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what needs to happen. So with that in mind, I'm going to do a little card reading because I just want to wrap up the day, and I'm going to go visit with my neighbor and spend some time. But I wanted everybody to hear the same story. I didn't even phone a friend and tell anybody, but I did tell my neighbor, and he ain't into any of this stuff at all. And oh, I got winky eye too. And he was blown away. He was like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, you want to see some pictures? He's like, no, that's okay. Anyways, I got total winky eye. I don't know why I've got winky eye right now. My right eye is all winky, probably from putting my glasses on and having a little cry fest. So why I was going to say crying is good, and tonight especially. For Cancers, Capricorns, and Aries, we're about to have our luckiest year with the year of the dragon. And tomorrow also has to do with the planet Pluto, and I don't know if it's leaving. This is going to sound horrible. It's like, no, I think it's entering the time of Uranus Uranus. I don't know if it's entering Uranus or exiting Uranus, but Pluto is coming or going. And it is shifting us all out of these vibes. And it's actually putting us into higher frequencies and higher vibrations and getting rid of all our past triggers and traumas. That's why I had to have a little cry fest yesterday. That's why people are watching videos. Like, one of the friends on here was like, I was watching those two kids watch the Bee Gees for the first time and I started crying. And I'm like, bless you, girl, because I uh I am just that way. Everything makes me cry. Everything. Like, I sat beside a nice lady yesterday. She didn't speak English and she was just smiling away. I was like, smiling back. We didn't know what each other was saying, but we were just smiling and smiling and smiling. That's what's necessary. So, um, uh, oh wow, I love you. I love all of you guys. Yeah, I'm not in a new place. I'm actually just visiting my friend. I'm doing a Mary Poppins while she's away. So it's like my second home, my city home. It's my city home. I'm a city mouse this this time. Just a short visit. I think I'll be back home on Sunday. I'll be back home on Sunday. My cat is so spoiled right now. She's not gonna want to come back to the cabin. Like, I'm literally gonna have to like train her to love me all over again because my neighbor loves her just as much as I do. Yeah, she has a new spoiled perch. So let's get to the cards. The Fire Fairy, creative action and optimism. I love that. It was probably creative. Yeah, creative action, optimism, letting go. And that's how they came out. And the spider. So creative projects. Yeah, this is all what I was on to today. Optimistic, creative projects and letting go of old things. So one of the things my son told me, and I've tried to get this in some sort of form that I could understand a little better. So it honestly has to do with one of the things Dana and I were talking about, was the pattern of 12 and all of this. And he was talking about the video game Halo. And I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this thing for Halo. Was like one of those trailer things. He goes, oh, the movie or series sucks. And I'm like, no, but what I'm gonna say is like, it looked interesting. Tell me about it a little bit. So if any of you know the story, correct me, but I might just look it up because it seemed kind of fascinating and I've never said it before. But he was telling me that in Halo, there's these things that are, I think, injected into your body or some shit. I don't know. It's some sort of virus that takes over your body, so you become a zombie. This is Halo, the video game, okay? And they give you the hive mentality. And they've planted these seeds. I don't know if it was the bad people have planted 12 seeds around, and you got to go find, yeah, these seeds. And I was like, what? So I'm going to go look that up. So the two videos, if you want to prepare, because people ask me which ones, and it'll have to do, the first one I'm going to tackle will, it's going to be a little bit long video because it is about the whole thing. I'm going to do the geocentric Earth. So if you haven't seen that video, I posted it twice today, I believe, from Taco's page. And you'll see a little peace sign, a little heart, and a little world and all that. That's, you can easily pick out her stuff. But anyways, go look for that video and watch that. I think that one is 40 minutes long, and it's worth the watch because it'll prepare you for how I think, because there's some things I think in there that just need a little tweaking now that we've gleaned more information. So I think I might be able to put it into a way that we can all have a better understanding of it. But it's going to take me some time tonight and some craft time and art time tonight to put it together and tomorrow. But I promise once it's all together and I have it ready to show you the video, then I hope it will really blow your socks off and make sense. Okay. So anyhow, yeah, I did the card reading, and I'm just going to read a couple of, since I did Facebook first. You lift my vibration. You do. Thank you too, Lanny. Laney. Anyways, I love you all. Oh, hi, neighbor. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Hi, Callie Bear. Hi, Callie. Hi, Miss Puffle Pants, if you're listening. I love you, Callie. Anyways, okay, so new projects. Yes, we should all be focusing on new projects. Okay, so thank you for loving my hat. It's a holiday for Puffle Pants. Oh, for sure. Yeah, everybody cries at commercials. Oh yeah, I gotta remember. I gotta touch the keypad on stop, not the thing. Been finding all kinds of truth in. Oh yeah, the public world. So that's what I was gonna say about Scott, and I forgot. What do you think they're bringing out in the media now? Bring out the satanic cult. How does information get dropped into people's heads? Bring out the satanic cult. That's who killed Lacey and her baby, her unborn baby. That's what'll be proven in a court of law. I got goosebumps everywhere. All that evidence under oath. Today also, I love doing this, by the way. Did you guys know? This is the best way to do it, by the way. Somebody's like, oh, do you want a bag or something? I'm like, pardon? I go, pardon? No, sorry. Honestly, I just found out Trudeau was on Schmebstein's list, and I'm a little shocked right now. And they're like, what? And I'm like, and his wife. It's horrible. And apparently he was at Picton Pig Farm. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, thanks. I just took my money and I left. I said, I think everything's going to be okay. Like, I hope he gets arrested. One pair of handcuffs makes the world a better place. Yeah, anyways, I'm feeling silly. It's Friday night. It's Friday. Yes, let's do a love and light unity tour. I agree. Yeah. Oh, the Halo zombies are called the Flood. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you for that, Celestial Sarah. I was like, he was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, the Flood? And they're all hooked up to these hive minds, and you got to take out these 12 points. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. It's like, Mom, just go watch a 10-minute video. I've told you this like 10 times already, but I swear you're still every time. I'm like, no, I just don't. Video games and me, it's not. It's just like, like I don't. The only video game I used to be able to play was like Jeopardy and Wii Bowling. Like I'm a lame-o with video contraptions. I don't even know how to work a remote control. I'm not even joking you, okay? The person I'm helping, I'm visiting, staying with, uh, is an elderly fellow. And wife, if you're watching, you can be this proud because I was like super proud. His controller effed up. I don't know anything about controllers. He actually got on the phone with the phone company and figured out how to fix it himself within like half an hour. And I go, wow, because he's always gotten his wife to do it. I go, well, what did they tell you to do? Because I couldn't figure it out. I was like, oh my god, that's not what I. That's the last. That would have been my next step. But I was like, maybe it's just something easier than that. But think of something simple. Unplug it and plug it back in, and it worked better. I'm like, well, we've all learned something today. super hilarious. Anyways, that's where my vibes are. So if you want, I'm going to in the Walking Dead. Oh yeah, they talk about the ACROME. I was gonna read you guys a couple of songs from my playlist just because. Oh, it's not there. Where is it? Because I've got it on here. Never mind. I'm gonna post them on my page because they make me either want to dance or they remind me of you guys. So if I get to remembering, maybe I'll do that later. And maybe if you want and you're in the group chat, then maybe you could post your favorite song or song length or video or something. All right? Okay. Okay. I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna go peace out and have like a nice relaxing evening. And yeah, I'm just grateful for the day. I can't even believe all this information is coming out. And I think it's something tomorrow interesting. That's the other thing I was gonna mention. 1 second. Excuse me for parting. And it's like a queen's chair, right? So I did some figuring and I posted it on the page last night, but I wanted to explain the 17th letter clock quickly so you could go look at it yourself. And I might write it out. Who knows? We'll see. So you can see in this, it might be backwards, I don't know. So today's date, or this was yesterday's date, was January 18th, which equals 22 minutes, 22 minutes on the clock. So if you're looking at a clock and they have all the numbers going around like it fans out, if you've ever seen it, and then it lines up with each of those things, okay? So these are the numbers that it lines up with the date for 118. And I'm going to show you these. See if I can read them backwards. 11/19, 03/19. So you guys shouldn't complain because I'm reading them backwards right now. 05/18, 07/17, 09/15. So if you add a day to today, today is 01/19, it's 11/20, it's 3/20, it's 5/19, it's 0/18, 09/16, 07/18, 09/16. So that's today. But this is what I'm going to read you tomorrow. So I just keep going forward. So I'm just going to keep reading the numbers, okay? Tomorrow is a very interesting day to me. It's 01/20, which is 24 minutes, 11/21, 03/21, which is 3/2/1, then it's 5/20, but this is the interesting part of this Q clock. 07/19, 09/17. Think mirror. Okay? Now, what else is tomorrow? If you take away 13 days from January 20th, you get 1/17. Nope, not his birthday tomorrow. I'll get to that in a second. Everybody got confused on Facebook yesterday. Trump tomorrow, it's not his birthday, but he will be 77 years, 7 months, and 7 days. Now there's one more. The lunar calendar is the 11th month and 7th. 1/7. So that's an exciting day for me. It's a Julian calendar, whatever. You got what I'm saying. The date on the 21st is 01/21. It's 25 minutes. but it's 11/22. Now, back on November 22nd, there was a lot of really huge with that number, 11/22. It doesn't necessarily mean the stuff happens on the dates, but there's other stuff that might. Okay. The other date that's on this Q clock for the 21st is 3/22. March 22nd. 3/22. What do we know as 3/22? I'll just hold it up there, and then I'll hold it up there. A certain group, okay? Bad group. So then it's 5/21, 7/20, and oh, I just thought of something too. Oh my God, with tomorrow, 09/18. So let's go back to tomorrow because this is gonna blow your shitting mind off. I know it's gonna blow my mind off. I just realized that July 19th, so this mirrored number, and September 17th, July 19th is my neighbor. Happy birthday, neighbor. And it's also Taco's birthday. But guess what day it is in the Julian calendar? July 6th. My birthday. And what came down on July 6th of 2021? You guys picking what I'm throwing down here? Are you guys picking up what I am throwing down about January 20th? Hello? If some not big, huge thing doesn't happen tomorrow, I will be shocked. Shocked and amazed. That's right, sister cousin, the Georgia Guidestones. Anyone else blown away by that? If that ain't the biggest, like. Now, let's go back to Princess Puffle Pants, because this is even going to full. I remember this. And the movie Purple Rain. We'll circle back and tell you how much I remember of all of these codes. So I made a video last year. Yeah, last year already. And I did geometry on Princess Puffle Pants. And in that geometry, I was like, holy crap. Her birthday is July 6th. And in the movie Purple Rain, at the end, may you live to see the dawn. My middle name is Dawn, by the way. That geometria is her birthday is July 6th. The other fabulous thing that I'm just going to wrap this video up, and literally, yes, I'm punny this way. When I was on the bus, there was C-Train going home. I stumble across a Twitter saying where they're somebody's putting a scarf on a raven. My son and his girlfriend gave me one gift for Christmas, and it was a gray, beautiful, fluffy scarf. You know my life, see the man everywhere. Oh yeah, and one of the biggest things that keeps coming up is the Love Boat. That's another, the Love Boat. I'm like, come aboard the Love Boat in one of my videos. We're expecting you. I'm Julie, the cruise director. I don't want to have her hair though. Just saying, I never really did dig on her hair. She's like dorky. She has my aunt's hair. Julie, the cruise director, kind of even looks like my aunt. Oh, I love my aunt, bless her heart, but not the big Oklahoma hairdo. She had hair every time you hugged her, especially the 90s. It would like poke you in the eyeballs. It was so stiff. I don't use products in my hair, so when you come at me with sharp instruments that look like hair, I am a little whoa. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'll just leave you on that. I just want to finish off my video by saying I love you and I'm grateful to everybody. We're circling back to higher vibes. We're moving through this thing. All of these energies need to be purged. Let's purge them. We've purged them. Let's move on. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. By the way, I keep coming up with all these fun. By the way, did anybody watch that little Trump clip where he was at? I think it was Dan Bongino, however he pronounces full last name, and he was talking about Trump, and he's like, "Yeah, Trump like was going like, do you want me to DJ? You know, what's your favorite song? And blah 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 and all this stuff." And going around the room, hey, have you heard about Becky over here? And she's awesome. Like she does blah blah and all the kids and know their dogs and their pets' names and whatever. I was listening to that and I'm like, dude, if anybody's watched The Blacklist, that is exactly Raymond Reddington's character. I was like, oh yeah, and Kid Rock, yeah. So Fanny's in a whole lot of trouble. So why I thought Mr. Schmivik, and I was posted these things from Lynn's page. Now I talked about them the other day on the video, but I really wanted to kind of put it out here because I talked about Megan and the Schming on the video on Facebook. So if you haven't watched the Megan and the King video, you should go to Facebook. It's after the one where I was like, nah, there's one video that I forgot. Oh yeah, there's all this information, blah blah blah. Anyway, so I don't even remember where I was going with this, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna save it all up for tomorrow when I do this awesome, amazing chart video. But I'm glad we're moving through everything. This is the time where literally we were being called upon to stay in our highest of vibrations and manifest exactly what you want to see. That is the goal. Manifestation is the higher vibration, and it's what we're supposed to be creating from New Earth. So let all of these vibrations, if we were hung up in anything that was causing us grief and trauma, send that person love. Send that person who's in pain and lashing out pain at everybody a lot of love and prayers. I really do believe these people need support. There is a lot of mental illness out there. And from somebody who's experienced living with a person who's had mental illness their entire effing life, like it's horrible. It's a horrible road. So I will be honest with you. My mom was addicted to pain medication, and she, in 2012, in February, put 2 fentanyl patches on. She overdosed on fentanyl. Like my mom is a victim of fentanyl overdose. So I'm, like she was going to be forced into a situation that she did not want to be forced into. And it was all through someone having control over her. So that was her only way out, and it had been attempted many times in her life, you know. And so I'm very well aware of mental illness. I'm very well aware of what they do to highly lit people. And now I look back and I'm like, my mom had MS, she was bipolar, she was addicted. My mom must have been like some magical angel. They wouldn't have done that to my mom if she wasn't. And I think now I'm like, and I know that I had an experience like 2 days after my mom passed, I got Reiki for the first time. And my really good friend, Jesse, the one who wrote the book, The Sapling, gave me Reiki. And we both had the same phrase pop. My mom's like, say the phrase, say the phrase. Pop into my head. And I wrote it down. As I was writing it, she goes, your mom wants me to tell you something. And I was like, what? What's that? And she's like, you're the mother she could never be. And I was just like, oh, that's what she said to me. Yeah, it was amazing. Like I was blown, like super blown away. So since that time, I've not backed down from hearing these messages. And I implore all of you guys to see the magic everywhere. Like it is everywhere. And we should be creating more of it together. And one thing I do want to put on my Telegram or even my Facebook, anybody in their future in your future plans, in your future manifestations and creations, because I have a few things on the go and I'd like to be very active. I would like your help as team members on how you think we could grow as a group. I already saw a couple of good, and make sure they're in the comments after the YouTube, please, so everybody can see them, because sometimes they shut all those comments off. So, but yes, make sure that we're putting in what we'd like to work together on, and maybe we can start manifesting some of that, you know? And because I think that's probably going to happen after July 6th or tomorrow. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't it be great if it was tomorrow? Like, you guys, wouldn't you just like get down on your knees and thank Creator for like this freaking amazing ride and showing us how to be humble? This is the part where we have to humble ourselves. Humble ourselves for all of our sins, all of our anger towards each other, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, like everyone, because we are all one. We are all one under God. So I'm going to explain how that works tomorrow. But if you want to go watch 2 awesome videos, go watch that Geocentric Earth. It's 40 minutes long. And if you haven't already watched that 5 hours, yes, put it on 2.0 if you want, but or 1.5 if you can listen that fast, of FLAT, Earth, the Lost History. And that you can find, I believe, on archives.com, and you can download it. So in case the internet goes off, you can have some educational things to watch. Also on the archives, you can find the Schmittler good video where it says the unwritten history or whatever. That one I believe is 6 hours long. I have both of those on my hard drive. So just for my sake. But I'll be touching on the FLT Earth video, kind of with this geocentric Earth video, and try and explain some of that in one video. But I think it's going to be a series. I don't want to make them too like, what is the thing you need to say? What happened? I don't know, man. So I better crap out. I gotta go. I've been yapping too long. So I love you. Have a good night. Blessings to everyone. Around letters. Love you. Bye. Boop.